Hey guys, what's up? Scotch Duck here once again. Right, few things. First of all, why have I got my hood up here? That's not because it's cold right now. I mean, it's absolutely freezing, but I have the heating on, so we're good in that department. I have like an ear infection in like both ears, and having this headset on is like painful. Okay, but having the hood up mitigates the pain like a little bit. It's so shy. I usually didn't get infections. All right. I don't, but I got one like this week. I don't know what happened. Actually, I know exactly what happened because I went to this like pool. Okay, some of you might know I like to go swimming. Okay, I went to this pool that I hadn't been to in like 20 odd year. Okay, I went there. It was supposed to be this nice nostalgic thing, and it was. It was like, oh, I remember this, I remember that. But the water was awful cloudy. Maybe the water hadn't changed in like 20 years or something. I don't know because like after going there, I get an ear infection. But whatever. Yeah, collection update now. This is probably going to be like a long one. Not because the pile is like necessarily big, but because I actually want to squeeze in a couple other things after the games get shown. I have a rant that I want to give. And I also have like I guess a announcement? Question mark? Not a big one, so don't worry about it. But either way, if you like the sound of my voice, you'll probably like this video. So, in any case, the games, alright? So, now, we obviously had the Game Awards there a few weeks ago at this point. I probably have done a collection update since the Game Awards happened, but yeah, there was a couple of announcements there from Capcom, one of which was a sequel to Okami. Holy shit. I haven't played Okami since I beat it on the Wii back in the day. I actually just did a replay of the game for the first time on the Switch, okay? I thought it was a broad game on the Wii, still a broad game now, so really looking forward to that. But the other one was Onimusha. Onimusha was a game that I had never touched, but there was the first game randomly got like a HD re-release from Capcom, and I picked it up on the Switch. It was like 90% off one day, and I was just like, no, okay. And I just randomly started it. Well, it was pretty good. It was really good. So I'm glad that they're sort of like coming back to it. So naturally, with the release of this new game, I thought, well, I have to let my brain do its thing, don't I? So yeah, I have a Onimusha 2 and Onimusha 3. I don't even know what the consensus is with this series, you know. Like, obviously, it's quite beloved and all that, but which one's the best? I don't know. Is there a black sheep? Who knows? Anyway, we got those there. Gonna play for them in time for this game coming out, which I don't think we even got like a release date, but it's cool to see it for sure. So yeah, Onimusha. And speaking of Capcom, I had to get this. The Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection for the PS4. Still sealed. Will probably stay sealed, quite frankly, because I'm not, like, big into Marvel vs. Capcom, quite frankly. I know a lot of people are, alright? A lot of people are. But, I don't know, not me. I played, like, I have MVC2 on the Dreamcast, which is a very, like, beloved version of the game. I think I have like a save file with like everything unlocked. I can like just sat down and grinded away at it. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but this was definitely like a big deal to a lot of people, considering the fact that this game's already been released and like taken down because, you know, it's Marvel characters, the rights go all over the place. So if you are a collector, or if you vaguely like either Capcom or Marvel or whatever, I would actually very much recommend picking this game up. Obviously, if you buy it digitally, it'll stay in your digital library and all that bollocks, but it's very likely that that will not be available in the future, you know, not be available for purchase, I should say. So, throwing that out there, either way, I wanted to get it physically just to have it. So, yeah, there we go. Good shit. Good shit. Next, okay. This has been one coming for a while, quite frankly. And I'm just rereading it right now to remember the title. Yeah. Holy Magic Century. Is that going to focus? Probably not. But yeah, some of you may be wondering, what the fuck is this, Duck? This is actually... I figured this out this week. I did not know this. This is Quest 64. Quest 64 being kind of like a meme game for the N64 library. It's a part, I don't know. It's just got this like weird presence on the internet of being this like just weird game on the N64, and I always wanted it, but every time I went on eBay and would look it up, I would only find like American or Japanese versions of the game. I was like, oh well. And for whatever reason, I didn't take the time to go on the Wikipedia page and find out it's not actually called Quest 64 in Europe. It's called this. All right. So as soon as I found that out, immediately I was just like, I gotta fix this right now. So I went out and I grabbed it. It's not mega expensive. It's not mega cheap either, but I'm glad to have this. I am going to sit down, I am going to play this, even though, again, it's not like one of the greats for the N64 library, but it's an important one for the N64 library, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. Quest 64, good shit. Now, here we have, okay, question for y'all. Here is Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I got this because it was like a tenner. Yeah, I think I got it in like Smith's for like, yeah, £10. I was like, oh shit. Because I have the first game on the Switch. Never really played it, quite frankly. I kind of just bought it and put it on the shelf and never went back to it. As for this one, what I was kind of like interested with it is because this is the one where they added like Rayman DLC. I was like, oh shit, I might actually kind of want to try that. So, question to you all, do you have to play the first one first to play this? I imagine it's not too story heavy. But is there any, like, I imagine they're both, like, good games, but can I jump right into this? Question to you all. So, yeah, I'll throw that out there, by the way. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Okay, now, this one, Trials of Mana for the PS4. This has been on my radar for a while. I don't know why. It's been on sale so much, but I have yet to, like, sit down and commit a purchase of it, okay? Because the Mana series is weird for me, right? The Mana series is like a series that I feel like, in my heart, I know I love it, but in actuality, I don't. I like one game, Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. Great game. Okay, I actually played it earlier this year. Still fantastic. But every other Mana game I've ever tried, I've just not gotten that into. And I have no idea if I'll get into this or not, but it's always one of those games that I like keep an eye out for. And I think recently I just was like thinking about it again. I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it, and I did. It was on like Game Pass, which comes into may be into my rant at the end of the video. Which stay tuned for that. But anyway, yeah. Trials of Mana. I'm actually gonna start this tomorrow. I want to sit down and like play it eventually. Who knows if I'll like it? We'll find out. Right. Speaking of Square Enix, we have Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy is a franchise that I'm like a decent fan of. You know, I think that's fair to say. But it took me a while to get round to this one. Went down in price like pretty quick. I don't even know. Like, it depends on who you ask whether or not this game is actually good or if it was like a failure for Square or whatever. I really don't know. So it's like just play it, make up your own mind. That's kind of where I'm with Final Fantasy 16. So, yeah, who knows when I'll get round to it. But, yeah, I will at some point. So, there we go. And speaking of which, I picked up a lot of these in, like, January sales, by the way. Just because they were, like, quite cheap. But here we have Persona 3 Reload. I played this a little bit on Xbox Game Pass, because it was there day one, you know. Didn't really get too far into it. I think I've talked about it before because this game came out like a week after Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and I remember after finishing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I'm super biased, you all know me, but finishing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth put me in such a mood where every game I played after that just didn't feel as good. All right, it was a really weird funk to be in, but I was in it, and this game was like a casualty of that. So I don't know if I will go back to it. At some point that it'll be on, like, as you can see, on PS5 if it will be. It's nice to have it physically regardless, so yeah. Persona 3 Reload. And lastly, you already know that I have this because it was in my top 10 videos, top 10 games of the year video, I should say. Yeah, Silent Hill 2. You can watch my video to get my thoughts on this, but if you can't be arsed watching it, yeah, I think it's very good. Blooper did a fantastic job. And, yeah. GG, Blooper. Silent Hill 2. Hell yes. Okay, so, that's the games, guys. Now I want to do my rant. Okay? And it has to do with game collecting. Um, Basically, I have cancelled Xbox Live Game Pass, despite being like quite a big. I'm sure I said it in like certain videos, right? I was a big fan of Xbox Live Game Pass for a while there. Okay, the amount of games that was coming in, the price that you had to pay. The price even went up like relatively recently, like by a couple of quid, and I didn't think that was. It was still just like okay, but it's still kind of worth it. So, yeah. And I even played a little bit of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Just around the end of the year there before my subscription ran out. Great game, by the way. Great game. I'm probably gonna pick it up like physically on the PS5 when that version comes out. But I didn't love it enough that I wanted to like renew my subscription to Game Pass necessarily. So why did I do it? Okay, well, I kind of just want to like get my thoughts on this out here, which is why I'm throwing it at the end of this collection update like this, alright? The end of this year really opened my eye on how something like Xbox Live Game Pass has in my life, okay? Because at the end of this year, there was so much shit that I wanted to sit down and play. Astro Ball, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Metaphor, I know there was a lot more, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake, Mario & Luigi Brothership, just so much stuff that came out that was taking up all of my time. And when you're someone who's like in tune with like gaming, as I am, alright, you're pretty much always got something to play. You know what I mean? Like, you're never like sitting around like, oh, it's, like, oh, there's no games coming out. People might moan a lot about like AAA gaming today, about certain aspects of it, but you can't deny that there's like never enough. There's always something to play, right? Be it something coming out in the future or something in your backlog that you can go back to, especially when you're into like retro gaming as well. That goes doubly. There's just it's like the backlog is essentially never ending, And I kind of realized at the end of last year with all these games that I was playing. And you had all these games coming into Xbox Live Game Pass. Just to name a few, like Trials of Mana, that came in. I was like, oh shit, I'll play that. Sifu, that sort of like beat 'em up game that I've had my eye on for a little bit, that was there. Indiana Jones, as I've already mentioned, and like many others, and stuff coming in the future that I kind of want to play, like Doom the Dark Ages, that Expedition 33 turn-based game that looks fucking amazing. There's stuff coming out that I want to play, but I'm not sitting down and I'm not playing these games. I'm playing these games that I'm actually like buying with my own money, So it's like, oh wow, as good of a deal as Xbox Live Game Pass is, all it really does to me is add to my backlog. That is a mega first world pain right there, okay? The fact that I had to cancel a subscription because it was giving me too much to play, alright? I acknowledge that, but it really did start to like weigh on me when I looked at it that way. I was like, oh shit, this is literally like stressing me out in a way, having all these like friggin' games to play. So that's what kind of like drove me to like, okay, cancelled. If there's a game on Game Pass that I feel like I want to play, I will buy it, what led me to buy, Trials of Mana here, okay? I was kind of like going on eBay, saw it for like an alright price, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it, let's just at least pick this up and give this a go since I was particularly committed to trying it there, I really was. So, yeah, that's my kind of rant there on Xbox Game Pass. It's like I'm in a very funny place with the Xbox at the moment, because I was like, for at least a couple of years there, I was very much entrenched in the Xbox ecosystem. Like, I was buying games day one on Xbox, like, I don't know, something about like getting all like I was excited about like games coming out on Game Pass. I still think the hardware is really good, like the backwards compatibility that it offers, and the fact that it's going to get like expanded upon in the future. I love the fact that I can like cross-play with my PC, and it copies over the save file, and shit like that is really good. But I don't know, I'm kind of like fallen off it, I suppose, and judging by the whole this is an Xbox ad stuff, it seems like Microsoft maybe has as well. I don't know. Bottom line is, I guess I do still like the Xbox, but it's not really my preferred platform now, and I'm pretty much never in a position where I have nothing to play, so Xbox Game Pass just seems worthless to me in a weird way. So, okay, that's that rant over. Now, announcement time. And there's nothing really much to this announcement, guys. Basically, I'm getting a new PC, and it should be here within the next couple of weeks or something. This one here has served me well for the past 8 years. I actually got it quite shortly after I moved into this flat. I'm about to hit like my 9th year anniversary in this flat, you know. For those of you who've been around for the longest time, you get what I mean. And it's still, I'm literally recording this video on this old PC right now. It still works fine. It still plays games okay. You know, it's got like a GTX 1070 in there. So it is a bit outdated for sure. Okay, this new PC is going to be like a lot more up to date, and it should be able to do things that my PS5 and Series X can't do. Presumably. Was it necessary? No. It was a selfish purchase. It really was. I mean, here's me going on about, oh, I don't want to pay for Xbox Live Game Pass, blah blah blah, but getting a new PC. My priorities are just all over the place. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Might do a couple of videos about that, the new PC or whatever. It'll definitely affect like what I'm streaming and stuff. You know, for those of you who still are unaware, I do like stream on Twitch quite often, and yeah, that's really all I want to like say with that. So, bit of a long video. Apologies for that. Happy New Year. Did I even say that yet? I can't remember, but Happy New Year if I didn't. Anyway, so yep, that's that, guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble on there. Yeah. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.